Hello guys, and welcome to another video of Is It Worth It, the series where I share my review and my opinion on different video games that I've experienced. Today's video may be a bit controversial, but it's time to talk about Overwatch. Before proceeding to the video, please keep in mind, this is a game review. Whatever is happening currently with Blizzard and all the lawsuits will not be mentioned nor affect the game's criticism. Overwatch is a first-person shooter developed by Blizzard, the studio behind successful long-supported franchises such as the World of Warcraft, Diablo, and Hearthstones. Overwatch was the fourth successful release from Blizzard, and unlike the past IPs, this was their first spin on a first-person shooter. The game officially began as a game called Titans, which was a project abandoned by Blizzard. The team that was working on it moved into a new project which came to be Overwatch, led by the former head of Overwatch team and vice president of Blizzard themselves, Jeff Kaplan. Overwatch as a game was an outstanding gaming phenomenon whose road to success was shown from the demo of the game that received over 10 million fans. With the actual release of the game, over 7 million gamers purchased the game within the first week, and by the end of 2016, the developers confirmed a revenue of about 560 million. The success of Overwatch had such an impact in the gaming community that managed to earn the title of Game of the Year 2016 with competitions such as Doom, Uncharted 4, Titanfall, and Inside. In fact, Overwatch earned 10 different awards and 5 nominations. In 2017, Overwatch became an esport and continuously earned more nominations and rewards all the way to 2020. Overwatch has an enormous story, probably among the games with the biggest lores, as developers can always introduce new heroes who themselves will bring new lore. The game has no official story mode though, or a single player mode, so where does this lore come from? When it came down to Overwatch, the developers expanded the universe through CGI movie quality cinematic trailers, comic books, light novels, interviews with the developers, character trailers, in-game cosmetics with evidential lore, the maps themselves, story events available during the archive events, and last but not least, through the characters' interactions. Plenty of hardcore fans went out of their way to make hour-long videos placing every piece of lore in a chronological order to give their community a better understanding. No, seriously, type Overwatch lore and you'll probably see plenty of them available. Personally, I was and still am a huge fan of Overwatch lore. Overwatch is an online multiplayer game. This means the game cannot be accessed without internet connection, not even for training versus bots or display the heroes. In order to play Overwatch online whilst on a console, either PlayStation, Xbox or Switch, it requires that the player should purchase an online subscription in order to enjoy it. This means that purchasing a PS Plus membership for the PS4, Xbox Live for the Xbox, and Switch Online for the Nintendo Switch is a mandatory. The game is a team-based 6v6 online experience where teams play together with a certain objective. The game modes are Assault, Control, Escort, and Hybrid. During Assault, 2 points are set in the map. One team attacks to capture the point, whilst Team B is defending it. To capture a point, the attacking team has to sit on the point in order to fill up a bar, while Team B tries to defend it. The bar fills as long as there is no enemy defending or contesting the point. Each point has 2 save capture progress. Once the first point is captured, the timer will receive additional time and the spawn places will swap. Team B only wins by successfully defending any of the points until the timer reaches 0. Overtime will be triggered if the attacking team or the defending team has heroes on the point when the timer reaches 0, contesting it. During Control, similar to Assault, both teams fight over a certain point. Both of the team begins as attackers and whoever captures the point first begins to defend it. While Team A is controlling the point, a progression bar will appear and start from 0 in order to reach 100%. The first team to reach 100% wins the round. It's best out of the 3 format. Overtime will be triggered if one of the 2 teams reaches 99% while the point is being contested by the other team for as long as their members are on point. This game mode does not have any time limit unlike the others. In Escort, also known as payload missions, have the Team A escorting the payload from point to point while Team B is set to defend. Each map has 3 safe checkpoints that the team can remove the payload without the fear of losing it. The payload moves forward as long as the attacking team is staying near it. The payload itself provides slow healing effect for the attackers, and the more attackers are on the payload, the faster it moves. Team A wins if they manage to escort the payload from the starting point all the way to the finishing point. Each time a point is captured, the spawn place will swap and the timer will be added to the time. On the other hand, Team B tries to prevent Team A from defending the payload. Once Team B successfully captures the payload, it will start moving slowly backwards. Finally, Hybrid is a game mode that begins as a single point assault, and upon successfully achieving the point, it becomes an escort mission. Each part of Hybrid follows the same rules of both escort and assault for both quick play and competitive. At this point, I should also mention that in competitive, the teams swap in all the game modes other than control. So for example, if Team A pushes the payload first, there will be a second round with the same teams of Team B this time attacking the payload. Those are the main game modes found in Overwatch. However, the players have the option to play different game modes that can be found in the arcade. It is also the place where the Overwatch team used to experiment in order to introduce new concept. Classic game modes such as Capture the Flag, Elimination, Solo or Team, Deathmatch, Solo and Team, Random Heroes, No Limits and plenty of others. Arcade also has an option called the Warp Shop, where the community can create their own game modes such as Zero Gravity, Floppy Bird, One Shot Ult, Infinity War and plenty of others. Since its initial release, the team was very excited and wanted to come up with ways to make each season special for the players outside of simply adding skins and certain cosmetics. During summer, the players can play a game mode called Lucioball, which is a game mode that acts very similar to the Rocket League, but instead of cars, the players control Lucio and try to score the ball in the enemy goal. In Halloween, the players go through the tale of Junkerstein, a tale that have the Wanderers defending a castle from the Mad Dr. Junkerstein, his friend, the Witch, and his creations. This is a 4-player game mode where the team is placed in an alternative version of the Arkenwald. The players are tasked to protect the gates of the castle by defending it from enemy waves, whose goal is to break that gate. The game will end in one of 3 ways: the team successfully defending the gate from the Mad Scientist, the gate being breached leading to defeat, and if all heroes fall in combat. Christmas has 2 different game modes: Maze Snowball Fight and Maze Yeti Hunt. The first game mode has 2 teams of maze having 1 snowball to shoot on enemies. If they miss, they have to search around the map in order to collect snow in order to form a new ball. Yeti Hunt, on the other hand, has a team of 5 maze versus 1 Winston. The team who eliminates the other first will be the winner. The Chinese New Year event introduced Capture the Flag before it became a mainstream arcade mode. However, during the event nowadays, the players can enjoy a competitive version of Capture the Flag. In terms of real-life celebrations, Archive represents none. However, the team made the decision to experiment and give players something they always wanted since day one: story events. Each year, for the first 3 years during spring, the developers released a PvE mission that represented a story event from the Overwatch universe. The first was Uprising, that represented Tracer's first mission. The second was Retribution, which was Blackwatch on a mission whose acts began the downfall of Overwatch, and last but not least, Storm Rising, which takes place after the Record Protocol of Winston, which represents the current events. These game modes have a team of 4 players teaming up against AI in missions that combine capture points, defend areas, escort payloads, survive, and attack certain targets. During the anniversary, which as the game suggests is the event that celebrates the release of Overwatch, during that event, each day for 3 weeks, a seasonal event becomes available per day. So it starts with Lucioball, the next day it's gonna be Junkerstein, Maze Snowball, the next day is Hunt Yet, and so on so on. When starting Overwatch, their normal game modes, the players get to choose what role he wishes to play: tank, support, DPS, or flex. The game is played in sets of 2. 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 2 support. Each role is important and teamwork itself is essential. The players move around with L3 while controlling the camera with L3. Tapping R3 will allow each of the heroes to melee the opponents. X is used for jumping. Certain heroes have double jump, others can hover in the air, and others can wall ride. Square is used to reload the weapons. There is no official ammo limit. There is a capacity, for example 25 bullets, however once all 25 are used or square is pressed, the hero will go back to their 25 bullets by reloading. Each hero have their own sets of bullets, some have 25, some 100, some 7, and etc, etc. Circle is used for crouch. Triangle triggers each of the heroes' ultimate. Whilst playing the game, in the bottom center there's a circle with a certain percentage that represents the ultimate charging. Each of the heroes have their own ultimate that has its own usage. For example, some deal heavy damage, such as Bastion, Pharah, Tracer, some are used to set the stage for a play, such as Zarya's Graviton or Sobra's EMP, and others are just powerful support ults such as Lucio, Zenyatta, and Symmetra. R2 is the main way of dealing damage by shooting with the hero's weapon. R1, L1, and L2 are used to trigger hero special abilities, with L2 being the alternative fire in some cases. Each of the heroes have their own unique abilities. For example, let's take Sombra, that uses L2 to hack the enemies, L1 to turn invincible, and R1 to use her translocator. Genji, with his R2, he throws 3 shurikens in a straight line. L2 alternate his shuriken throwing by spreading them. R1 is his dash swift strike, L1 is his deflect, and X to jump, double jump, and wall ride. The touchpad opens the game status, an interface that shows the amount of kills, deaths, objective kills, damage dealt, healing done, and the time on point. In 2021, the developers had a major update that allowed Overwatch to be enjoyed as a cross-platform experience. In the past, each of the players could only enjoy the game among their platform of choice. PC players played with PC, PlayStation with PlayStation, and so on. With the 2021 patch, every player can select to play the game with everyone. For example, the console players have the option to search the server for the players of the same console, such as PlayStation to PlayStation. They can select to search a server for all the consoles, such as PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox, or they can search for everything, which will include the PC. The main difference is that if the console player decides to queue alongside the computer servers, the aim assist found in the consoles will be removed, in order for the game to be more fair. It goes without saying, but the game that exists since 2016, 5 years now, it has seen a fair share of negative criticism. In the case of Overwatch, it used to be that they struggle a lot to find the perfect balance. Every time the team finds what they call the perfect balance, a new hero was introduced that threw the balance off. The Overwatch team, however, does its best to keep updating the game in order to find its new perfect balance. The team also had several reworks of heroes that removed certain abilities that were too overpowered, such as Hanzo's Scattered Arrows, Symmetra's Shield Generator, Mercy's Whole Team Res, and others. The team also introduced a game mode called Experimental, where they show the fanbase what they're working on. For example, at some point Roadhog was a tank that could heal teammates, Zarya could have multi-bubbled, Mei was a tank, and so on, that will either pass to the actual server or stay as experimentals. Another major criticism the game received back in the day was the balance between consoles and PC. PC used to be the main focus when balancing the game. This led to the team buffing Pharah, as she wasn't as effective in the PC servers, even though she was already a dominant force in the consoles. It is safe to say that this problem has now been fixed, but back in the day it was a major problem. Nowadays, the main 3 problems the game is facing is the uprising of Smurfs, the time to find the game, and the lack of content. Smurfs are players who create new accounts in order to play with lower players. For example, a player with 200 hours can create a new account and play with players of 2 hours of experience only. This also appears in the competitive, as Smurfs players come and throw games, as this is not their main account, so losing rank is something they don't care about. Time to find the game is not as a major factor as it may sound, as the team introduced a new ticket system which seems to work perfectly. However, sometimes in competitive, especially in high ranks, there have been occasions where the timer has reached 30 minutes. They are tackling it, they seem to have a successful path, but they need to work a bit more on it. Last but not least, Overwatch is lacking new content. Back in the day, every 3 months a new map was revealed in the game, and every 4 months a new hero. Seasonal events were also introduced and updated. The last hero, aka Hero 32, Echo, was introduced almost 2 years ago as of the writing of this. Since that, no more heroes have been announced, as the team stated that all of their efforts are going straight into Overwatch 2 and the esports arena. Yes, they do add here and there a few maps, but it's not anywhere near the pace they used to have back in the day. Overwatch 2 is the official sequel, which was estimated to be released in 2022. However, as of November 2021, there have been no news about Overwatch 2, and nothing new has come out to Overwatch 1. The fans are furious with the team, as for 2 years now, there has been nothing new to the game other than cosmetics, and Overwatch 2, which was revealed back in 2019, has nothing new to display other than the developers' words for it. Overall, Overwatch was a game that took the world by the storm, no one can deny that. It was and still is a fun game that everybody can enjoy, however, it's not on its prime days. A player purchasing the game now will instantly gain access to all of the heroes and maps that came after the game's initial release for free, as the team never charged the players for stuff like maps, game modes, and others. It's a game that had its ups and downs, however, it's still a game worth experiencing. As the weight for Overwatch 2 is growing, it is recommended to play the original game. The heroes themselves are unique with recognizable physiques and different personalities. As a shooter game, the game feels different from all the other games, like Call of Duty and Doom, and it's really nice, honestly. The maps themselves are different and well designed, with various locations left and right. Also, the music found in maps are close to where the maps are set on. For example, playing in Paris you'll hear the accordion, whilst playing in the map located in Greece you'll hear the bouzouki. The objective of each game mode are simple to follow and everybody can enjoy playing the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Overwatch for me is the game that I've played the longest, defining my PS4 era. It's thanks to this game that I made new friends with people around the world. I did take a few breaks here and there, but I always come back to play it. The highest I've been in competitive was High Diamond, however I usually play competitive only for the placements. This statement can be confirmed from the fact that I have over 2,000 hours in the game, however only 200 of them are in competitive. The heroes I enjoy playing the most are Sombra, Tracer, Hanzo for DPS, Zarya and Diva for tanks, and literally all of the supports as I love all of them. What's yours? Tell me in the comments below. As usually, if you want more about the game, please do check on my website down below. Till then, take care and I'll see you all on the next one. See ya!